We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 166 of Beyond the Ropes. Of course, I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. You can find us on Twitter at RealBTRRadio, as well as at EthanMB95, at
JHW Reporter,
and at
Rob Flores Media. And don't forget the R-Truth DMs for Ethan.
nowhere to be found on this week's episode.
Wow. You think he got left in Saudi?
Possibly. I don't know if they defended the 24/7 championship over there, but we're going to talk about
the days are longer over there. So if the days are longer over there, so they don't do 24 hours. It's like 25. So the title doesn't apply in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. It can be defended over there.
Yeah. That's just what I heard, though. That's just what I heard.
Okay, your sources are telling that.
I'm not. That's just what I heard. I'm not putting any sources on. That's just what I heard.
The whispers I see are.
Yes, the whisper. Yes, that's exactly right.
You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, and of course, YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes, and we'll be there. Pretty Little Faces will be there. 165 episodes currently uploaded. So go watch every single episode.
Did you say I had a pretty face?
I have a pretty face.
Yeah, but what about me?
I would also like to acknowledge Roman Reigns on this week. You know, before we move on.
Wait. Ethan, are you willing to acknowledge that Roman Reigns has a pretty face?
He does have. He's a very handsome individual. He's a tribal chief. You know, you can't be ugly and be the tribal chief. He and I have something in common. We have pearly whites. I got my teeth cleaned today. Look at that.
All right.
Can't see it because of the filter, but it's pretty.
I'm done.
Where's he going? Look at that. Very professional over here.
Walking off the set.
Walking off the set. You sound like Charlotte Flair right now. We'll get into that.
Oh my God! Yes,
What is this? It is Halloween. We're talking Halloween Havoc.
Oh my God! He really has a.
We got Doink the Clown joining us.
I wasn't ready.
Oh wait, no, that's a king. I thought it was Doink.
Clowning. That's just robbing some black kings. That's all.
So that's right. Oh, I didn't even notice Xavier. Look at that. We're gonna talk about Xavier, his crowning achievement.
Rob really came ready. Rob is in is that a pimp cane?
That's the scepter.
Or the scepter. That's right.
I got my pimp cane over there.
Oh, okay.
But look at that. Rob, we're ready for Halloween. Rob's got his costume out. I'm dressed as probably the best looking person ever, and then James is a clown. So
what did I get myself into today? What is going on?
The show's off the rails, and
it is off the rails. He said he had a pimp cane. All right. Anyways, well, since we're on the topic of pimps, and we'll get back to the king stuff here in a minute, but I saw something on Instagram that said The Rock didn't want to, or no longer would travel with the Godfather because he would have, or because of the smell of marijuana. I guess The Rock didn't want to smell like marijuana as he was making his way into arena. So I just found that interesting, and I saw that on Instagram. And since we were talking about pimps,
speaking of The Rock, we didn't talk about it. I don't think we did. He released a song. He was featured in a.
Yes.
I'm forgetting.
He was featured on the song. He didn't release the song.
It's kind of his song. I mean,
he was featured on the song, and he did kind of turn the Twitter universe upside down for a little bit.
It's trending. I think it's the top trending song on TikTok. Don't have TikTok, but
is it? Okay.
I believe most people are jamming out to that song called "Face Off." Obviously, it's a few weeks old already. It's with Tech Nine. I know him.
Yes. Okay.
As well as two other featured artists. I don't remember who they are. Not familiar, but they all stepped it up. So I mean, it's a hit. So congrats
I mean,
for everything.
uh,
Apparently.
yeah, I mean, The Rock really can do everything. I mean, we always kind of knew that, but I mean, I think us talking about it and talking about music here on the show just shows how hip we are here on
We're
the Beyond the Ropes
we're
podcast.
very cool, as the kids say. We're vibing.
We're
I
oh
learned
yeah, we're in the now.
we're in now.
Yeah. Anyways, this is a wrestling show, so back to that. Anyways, going back to
We're good. We're in the clear.
yeah, they
Mark
did.
might have gotten left behind because I didn't see
He
him on
might.
all this. So,
He might have.
this was a solid show. Probably the best, maybe crown jewel event. The real life Halloween Havoc. Greatest Rumble.
Hey, I mean, when you have the hometown hero picking up the win the way that he did.
Let's kick it off with the Hell in a Cell match, shall we? There was a kickoff show between the Usos and the Hurt Business, who are really hurting bad because they just can't pick up any victories. Even reunited, they just can't get it done. I don't know. They've fallen off. Of course, the Usos, the Bloodline, picked up that victory in the kickoff show. Starting off the actual main program, however, it was Edge versus the Revolutionary, the Mr. Monday Night Rollins himself, Seth freaking Rollins, in a stellar Hell in a Cell match. And something to mention really quick. I know James is taking some notes over here. Very excited about what's going on. Jessica Carr was the first woman referee in Saudi Arabia, as well as Hell in a Cell. So accomplishments. Edge gave her some props. Posted an Instagram picture with her.
Yep.
So a very big deal. So congratulations to her making history over there. But this was a brutal match. They had a bunch of callbacks to this match. Callbacks to Edge's previous feuds with like Mick Foley. Did some of the same moves he did with Foley back in the day. And yeah, they did. Let's see. There was a huge table spot where Edge pushed Rollins off the top rope into the cell, and then Rollins fell into a table. So it was a pretty intense spot. Haven't seen that.
Rob, you asked if this was the first red cell. No, it was not. They've done it the last couple times.
They've done it for a few years now.
I don't remember what the deal was or why they did it, but they are doing it. I forgot.
They just updated the look, I guess. I don't know. I think it was originally
It was just regular like steel, but I thought maybe there was like a visual.
It was a Raw, I think, event at one point, just Raw
Maybe.
exclusive. So that's why they did it red, and then they just kept it red ever since. So, but yeah, this was a solid conclusion. Edge hit the curb stomp, He hit the stomp to get the victory. Rollins' own maneuver on him ended that feud. And so
Who did you say got the win there?
Edge got the victory there.
Do you have our predictions there at all?
I didn't post them.
It's all right. I got them right.
I don't think you did. So.
Probably not. No, wait. Did we do predictions on this?
We did do predictions for it. It's on the show. Go watch.
No, yeah. Go back. Stop what you're doing. Go back and watch the other one.
Or
or listen to the other one, or watch the other one if you're on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure I did.
I think you had Edge.
I think so.
Yeah. So, solid opener to the match there, or to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, hometown hero Mansoor took on legend Mustafa Ali. Coming out with Scar. He looked like Scar. He even with the eyeliner he was wearing. His
Scar the Lion or like Scarface?
The Lion, from the Lion King. Even shared the image. So, yeah, this was a great match. Mustafa Ali carried the hometown hero to a victory here. Look at that, putting the young star over.
Oh my God, the young upstart.
The young upstart Mansoor. I don't know. I felt like the streak should have ended here. You know?
Nope. It's just beginning. He's gonna go 15-0, 18-0. He's
probably
like Undertaker.
If his opponent wins, he probably wouldn't make it back. So I'm sure
that's right.
They probably should win.
I mean, he's already on the Undertaker's schedule at this point, right? I mean, pops up maybe once, twice a year.
No, he
comes and goes to the big show and has a main event like match. I mean, he's on the Undertaker's schedule already.
No,
and he's probably what? No, he's probably only 24 or something.
He's wrestled regularly lately, so he's on the main roster schedule.
Ethan, name your favorite TV show Mansoor match. Not Saudi stuff.
Oh, that was a good match though. That was actually a good match.
Yeah, but what was your favorite non-Saudi match?
Let's see. They've lost every single one as a team, so I mean,
doesn't mean it couldn't have been a good match.
Probably they had a turmoil match a few weeks back, where it was like No, it was a gauntlet match. I think it was like 6 teams in that one match. I like that one. They were in that match, so.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just.
So it was a turmoil.
Good for you.
I don't know. All right. Why are you hating, man? Who's your guy?
I'm not. I'm just.
Okay.
I'm just checking in with you, making sure you're on top of your Mansoor.
What's
game.
your favorite Mansoor match?
It just so happens to be the same one that you mentioned.
Really? Have you seen that?
It's been a little while. I usually don't go back and watch replays right away. I like to let them watch them a little bit later on in the future when I get surprised. I forget who won the match and be like, oh my God, yeah.
All right. Next up, we had the Raw Tag Team title match between RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. And Michael Cole made a high reference, a marijuana reference, saying Riddle was high coming to the ring because he technically was. He was on a camel. So they got the victory. RKO on 2 Styles to get the victory and retain the titles. So no surprise there. I think we all predict.
Now, I feel like every time we talk about Styles, I might mention this. Does this what AJ Styles stayed around for? Is this what he signed a contract for? I don't think so.
No. What do you mean? They pay him good money.
Yeah, they pay him good money, but what, he's not getting any younger. And what kind of matches? I feel like he's starting to do what he was doing in TNA.
I feel anything's better than TNA at this point. So, I mean, I'm sure he's happy to be out of there.
I mean, I'm sure he's getting more money than he was.
They've gone a little downhill over the weekend, to say the least. Which we can mention that later if we get time. Next match, the Queen's Crown Tournament Finals, Doudrop versus Zelina Vega. 5-star classic. I know everyone's been raving about the short time lengths for the women's matches here. This went 5 minutes, 5 full minutes. Look at that. What more do you need? Zelina Vega hit that code red, got the 1, 2, 3. Queen Zelina, congratulations to her. This was her consolation prize for her husband gave her and re-signed here at WWE earlier.
That's right.
She is now queen.
I mean,
she picked up an English accent earlier this week as well.
Oh, so, how does that work?
It goes in and out.
Like I said, for her to have re-signed, they had to have promised her something. So at least they're doing this.
Those women's titles anytime soon. So
I mean, we'll talk about the male champion, the male king here, or the king, I guess, in a minute here. But it's just going to be an interesting dynamic how they try and work both of these now. You got 2 different gimmicks.
For Zelina, it makes sense,
I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of like
on Raw, she used the scepter on Doudrop to get the victory. So she's very much an evil queen, I guess, if you want to go by that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it works. She can make that work. It's going to be interesting to see what to do with the king of the ring. So I mean, we'll talk about it. So. But next up, we had Goldberg, probably my favorite match of the night.
Ooh, okay, go ahead. I kind of forgot about this one.
Versus Bobby Lashley in a no disqualification, no holds barred, falls count anywhere match.
I don't like the smile on your face.
Why not? Well, first off, I was very disappointed. Gage Goldberg was nowhere to be found. So that was already a letdown.
Because they didn't let him in the country, probably.
Probably
for his
probably been the best.
yes, for his own safety. You know I'm right.
No, he would have taken out the Hurt Business. Goldberg.
No,
did.
do you know what? No, do you know why the Hurt Business had to be on the pre-show?
They showed up.
Because Gage Goldberg or whatever his name is wasn't there. He was supposed to be in a match, and then he limped out at the last minute, so they got bumped to the pre-show with the Usos.
Anyways, Goldberg won with the spear off the stage, picked up the victory, got his payback.
So they both went through the stage. I mean, off the stage.
Yeah. Goldberg's
Isn't he like 60?
He takes some bumps here. That from?
No.
Come on, it's Goldberg.
But this is exactly why I'm glad Bobby Lashley doesn't have the title, because they would have put the title back on Goldberg.
I guess so.
I'm glad they didn't.
King of the Ring finals here. The Prince Finn Balor took on Xavier Woods. This was a great match. Finn Balor should have won, but that's fine.
He should have won.
I mean, it's Finn Balor. I think he lost a little too easily, to be honest with you. But it's fine. I guess they made up for it on Monday. They put him in the main event picture already. So, I mean, I guess. Why not? Xavier Woods ended up picking up that victory. I know he's been wanting it for years. The New Day prophecy is fulfilled. Complete. We got...
they're all accomplished now.
They've all accomplished something. There you go. I don't know where they go from here. It's going to be interesting what they do with Woods.
Yep.
He's in a heel. At least not yet. He seemed very much heelish when he was cutting his promo on SmackDown, but he's not a heel. So he seems like he's going to have a reign of terror with this power he's gotten. So I don't know. But we're going to see where that goes. When we return, we're going to finish up the Crown Jewel event, as well as get into some SmackDown. Because guess who won in the demo this week, sir? Guess. You want to guess who won in the demo?
Oh, was it Dynamite?
No, but
AEW?
Find out after the break. All that and more right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 20 Radio. 20 Radio is 20twestmedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ, HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 166 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. You can find me on Twitter at EthanArmy95. You can follow James at
JHW Reporter.
And you can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media. And don't forget the R2 at the ends for Ethan.
There you go. And we got King Rob over here. I didn't know we were dressing up. It is Halloween week here as we're recording this.
I'm a cholo.
You're a cholo, and I am the most handsome man on DTR programming. So
Imagine.
I mean, am I wrong? I don't know.
What?
All right.
I'm not going to spend this segment arguing with you about that.
All right, let's get into the WWE Championship match between Big E and Drew McIntyre. Of course, big, meaty men slapping meat, as Big E loves to call it. His favorite type of
I gotta go.
What? That's Big E's quote, not mine, sir. Come on, no?
I wasn't ready.
What, you don't like that I just threw out?
I was just like, what is going on?
You don't like it when big meaty men slap meat, sir? Solid match. What you would expect from these two guys. This is Drew's kind of send-off as he went over to Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh, you said send-off. I was like, where are they sending him? I thought maybe they were keeping him there or something.
He never made it back. The Prince wanted him. The Prince decided to keep him. No, he got sent over to SmackDown, so he took the loss here. But Big E, so far a pretty dominant champion. We'll see if he keeps it up that way. Next up, we had for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
I had known they were going to do this title exchange, I would have went with Becky Lynch all the way. But you guys made me doubt myself.
No, you played yourself. That's what happened.
First off, I want to congratulate Sasha Banks for showing up to work this time. Good for her. I applaud her.
So a side note, real quick. Do you watch The Mandalorian at all?
I have seen The Mandalorian, yes.
Okay, so there was this photo of Snoop Dogg going around, and I thought Snoop Dogg was joining The Mandalorian with Sasha.
Yeah.
And then I was told it was a movie, it was a music video just inspired by The Mandalorian. And then on top of it, the fact that I'm finding out Sasha might not even be on the show this next season. What's up with that?
She said she's been saying she's not on the next season, but they could keep that under wraps. So
But why would she do that?
they probably told her don't say anything.
Yeah, but that means don't say anything, not say you're not on it.
Don't say that you're on it. They probably said that.
I mean, they didn't kill off her characters, am I right?
She might have an NDA agreement or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right, I was just wondering. Maybe I missed something. But all right, carry on.
Yeah, so this is a solid match. Of course, Becky Lynch picked up the victory. She's big time back.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Don't be surprised.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, it was a triple threat. I mean, obviously, Bianca was being held down or being distracted by Sasha. I mean, maybe Bianca was just so shocked that, yeah, you're right. Maybe that Sasha did show up, and so
she wasn't prepared. She thought,
she wasn't prepared. She knew she was on the card, but she didn't think she'd actually show up. So I don't blame her.
There you go. Next up, we had, of course, the main event. Match of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, we were already talking about the men's sword match.
I'm talking about the Universal Championship match between our tribal chief, the head of the table, the best of the best, the end of Roman Reigns. Rob, did you acknowledge the tribal chief today?
Rob, can you answer this man so we can continue with the segment?
He was asleep. There he is. He acknowledged him. Look at that. Throw the one up. The one's up. You can't see it. Throw it up. It's right there.
It's ridiculous. Who did this man fight? Russell, whatever.
Brock Lesnar.
That's
B
right.
plus
The
player,
man,
Brock Lesnar. B
the
plus
man
Brock.
bun.
Sorry, I'm gonna call him B plus Brock because Roman carried him. This wasn't the standard suplex, F5, suplex, Brock Lesnar match you used to see. No, Roman Reigns carried this man to a 5-star match.
It's because the suplex is actually banned in Saudi Arabia.
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure Mansoor hit one. Maybe it was reserved for him.
No. There was actually a one suplex per card usage, and Mansoor used it. Whether or not he was supposed to,
he probably has
I don't know.
Backstage,
but
I don't know.
Maybe he did some backstage politicking and said, "Hey, look, Brock, I'm doing the suplex.
My show. I'm doing it. It's mine. All right.
Hey, sometimes they do put the main event on in the middle of the card, so I'm just saying.
Not on the second match of the card.
I mean, hey, you get them while they're hot, right?
I guess so. Anyways, Roman Reigns, thanks to Paul Heyman throwing the championship title into the ring, although not directly into Roman Reigns' hands. So Roman Reigns let him have it the next night. He told like, I don't know, whose side are you on? So he berated him.
What was your thoughts on it? Where does Heyman's loyalty lie? What did it look like to you?
He said he threw it in the ring and he yelled at something like, "You take it," or something, whatever. I don't want anything to do with this. Basically, he was caught in the middle. He wasn't very neutral, he was neutral. He wasn't very one-sided.
He was trying to stay out of it.
He walked out with Roman. He said he was going to walk out with the Universal Champion. Didn't specify anyone. He said he's going to walk out with the champion.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the next night, Roman didn't even let him speak. And he told him, "You didn't hand me the belt," because I think Heyman handed him the microphone. Got the promo. He's like, "Oh, you see this, so you can't hand me stuff. You didn't hand me the belt last night." So, I mean, Paul Heyman should have been doing his job. I don't know.
I mean, imagine keeping Paul Heyman silent for a whole night. Like
He did it. He on the microphone.
Poor Heyman, he's probably lost.
Heyman needs to learn his place. Speaking of Heyman, Caleb Braxton, that stalker, dressed up as Paul Heyman for The Bump.
What?
This week's episode of The Bump. So he was asking for an interview with Paul Heyman. So he's trying to get some dirt. Typical journalist, like James over here, always trying to get.
You try. When you have a show or you have a podcast or something, you try to get the most entertaining people you can, so you can get the quality content.
I guess.
Isn't that what I thought that's what you guys brought me on for?
We brought you in because we needed a second opinion here. We needed another opinion. We just needed a voice. I'm carrying.
So you just got any old buddy.
I'm carrying the show on my back. I'm like that camel carrying Riddle down the ramp. That's me.
Did you just call Randy Orton a camel? Or did they actually have a camel?
An actual camel. Randy Orton was standing next to the camel.
I was gonna say, did Randy Orton get on the camel?
Very confused. He was like,
okay, so I don't see Randy get on a. Randy Orton's been trending for the last 2 days, and I haven't really looked to see as to why.
Very popular person, James. So, anyways, Roman got that victory. Maybe it's to some outside interference. The Usos might have showed up, but that's fine. Referee didn't see it, so Tribal Chief retained. That is Saudi Arabia's crown jewel event. Talk about SmackDown. How did they do in the ratings, sir?
SmackDown, yes, I got them right here. I'll read through all the numbers just so we can get them out of the way. SmackDown actually led the way for all wrestling shows this past week at 2.3 million. You had Raw at 1.66 million. You had NXT in the Halloween Havoc show that took place on October 26th. That was 746,000. Dynamite got the
highest ratings since September 21st, I believe. So
that sounds about right. It's been a while, and that is a pretty significant number for them. Dynamite was actually AEW was actually on the losing end of everything this week. Dynamite was 575,000. That show was on a Saturday, and the AEW Rampage show was 533,000. Now, another thing to remember, just to make sure you guys are checking your channels and whatever, and not that it will probably matter, but anyways, SmackDown is supposed to be on FS1 again this week, and I think a lot of that is because of the World Series taking place.
World Series is breaking everything up. We're set. Come on now. Something also to mention, because of something that happened on Saturday that didn't happen. I think there was supposed to be a game on Saturday.
Yes, because the Dodgers didn't extend the series.
Dodgers couldn't get the job done. So they replayed SmackDown as well as a special look of Crown Jewel, and the SmackDown replay beat AEW's Dynamite in the demo. So look at that, as if they care about demo. They were really proud about that this week.
With both shows on at the same time?
They were on at the same time, and I think they were on the same time. I don't know. I think it was.
And WWE was
demo,
and they were bragging about it.
No, but they were awfully.
Were they posted? Okay.
AEW is awfully quiet over there. Tony Khan.
Of course.
The dirt sheets were awfully quiet about it too. There wasn't a whole lot of reporting about it. There was some reporting, but not a whole lot. You can hear over there, Wrestling Observer over there mentioning about it. So they were quiet over there.
Yeah, it'd be that way sometimes.
So, anyways, that happened. SmackDown. We can talk a little bit about SmackDown. Because I know
we just want to talk about Roman.
Roman, of course. I told you what happened. He wouldn't let Heyman talk, and then Brock. He called out Lesnar because he's not afraid of Brock. Brock showed up 20 minutes into the show, very late, very unprofessional.
Yeah, we'll talk about someone else who was a little late to their show.
And he attacked Roman Reigns like an animal.
Like a Batista.
And he got suspended. Adam Pearce indefinitely suspended him and got an F5 for his troubles. Got 2 of them for his troubles for Adam Pearce.
Which means Brock Lesnar is going on another break, even though he just got here 4 weeks ago.
Until WrestleMania. So All right, we'll see Brock in Houston.
That's quite easy.
Yeah, probably. Next up, we also let's talk about the big thing here. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair closed out the show. There was a very awkward interaction where they were supposed to trade the titles because that's what they did. Instead of dropping the titles or anything, they just trade them.
Yeah.
Weird decision, but all right. Charlotte kind of dropped it. Becky threw it at her, which I think was originally scripted. It was scripted, that part where she threw it at her. And Charlotte ended up dropping the title, her title, the SmackDown title that she had. She did eventually, I think, pick it up, and I think Sonya Deville, who was the mediator, did grab it.
Yep.
But apparently that wasn't part of the plan, and it was very seen as unprofessional. And apparently, I didn't know this, Charlotte has a lot of heat backstage.
Oh, yeah.
And she's not very well liked at the moment. I'm going to read this from here, from Bleacher Report. So this was after the show. This comes from Bleacher Report. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair reportedly got into an argument backstage following their belt exchange. First off, it's not a belt. You're going to get Vince angry. Championship title. I don't like this. You don't say championship match either. It's championship opportunity. All right? Let's get that right. On the championship title exchange segment on Friday night's SmackDown. According to PW insiders, so they took it from someone else, Lynch and Charlotte got heated after the show, but things did not get physical. Let's see what else they say here. Flair reportedly had concern the segment would make her Raw Women's Championship reign look weak. Charlotte was supposed to hand Lynch the Raw title. I'm sorry, Charlotte had the Raw title, not the SmackDown one. And Lynch was supposed to hand Charlotte the SmackDown Women's title, but it reportedly didn't go as planned. According to the report, Flair wasn't supposed to throw the belt on the mat, and Lynch wasn't supposed to throw her belt at Charlotte. Lynch reportedly took issue with Flair trying to make her look bad during the segment. Alex McCarthy of TalkSport added some context to the previous report, noting that Charlotte was supposed to play cat and mouse with the title by pulling it away from Becky when she went to grab it, but the belt ended up falling on the mat instead. McCarthy also noted that Charlotte and Becky have a strained relationship after previously being close friends due to a 2018 promo in which Lynch called Flair plastic. After the segment, Flair reportedly walked past gorilla position without speaking to WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, which didn't sit well with McMahon. Flair reportedly left immediately to catch a flight from Wichita, Kansas to Orlando, Florida, to be with her fiancé, former WWE superstar and current AEW star, Andrade El Idolo. After that, he did tweet out shortly after, "F you, WWE." So, PW Insider also reported that Friday's segment got back on track when Sasha Banks showed up to confront Charlotte. But yeah, so that happened apparently backstage as well. This isn't included in this report, but other sites have also reported that Charlotte has heat with several of the wrestlers because it was seen as unprofessional, and she basically isolated herself. Everyone seems to be on Becky's side as they didn't fault her for anything, and she's seen as more of a locker room leader. So Charlotte, a year ago, I would have said Charlotte is going nowhere, but at this rate, I don't know. Her contract might be up, and I would not be surprised if she goes on over with Andrade over there. But I know she has a few years left, I think, in her deal, so it's not like she can just dip unless she quits and they grant her release. But I don't know. It's not looking good.
Definitely not looking good for her. We're gonna. I think we're running up on a commercial break here. So when we do come back, we got a minute. We got a minute.
I'll
you know me. I talk more than a minute.
For Charlotte, I'll keep going. For Charlotte, it was reported that she did want to drop the title to Bianca Belair on Monday, which they did have their championship match that ended in DQ. Apparently, that was at least reports that she wanted to have Bianca Belair beat her, so that way, they have the Raw champion on Raw. Apparently, that didn't happen, and instead we had this title exchange. So maybe Charlotte is in the right in some rights. I mean, she obviously isn't happy with the way creative is dealing with her situation. But when we return, we will continue with this. I know James has some words to say, but we'll talk about that and much more right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 166 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR, Pro Wrestling Talk. We're talking Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch post segment that occurred on Friday Night SmackDown. James, you have some thoughts about this before we move on?
Yeah, I have some thoughts about it. No, so just to refresh kind of some of what you were saying before the commercial break. You said she wanted to drop the title on Raw?
There were some other reports saying, yes, she was fine dropping the title to Bianca Belair because Bianca is now a Raw superstar. Obviously, she's now on SmackDown, so it made sense.
She just wanted to drop the belt so she could win it again and have another title reign. That's all that was. No, but no. I think I don't know if it would be exactly fair to say, but a lot of this kind of reminds me of like. Again, I don't know the whole situation. I'm not reporting on anything here, but it just seems like she's going through it. Not in a bad way, but she's just on one right now. And it kind of reminds me of like the Alberto Del Rio Page thing in a way.
Yeah.
Just from a standpoint where they start getting rebellious. They're not like there's a lot of money at stake.
Poisoning her mind.
I guess she just kind of.
He left.
So. He left, and then you have Ric Flair leaving, and then you have you have Andrade leaving, and then just I guess maybe just part of the whole storyline is that that had Ric Flair bothered about what was her name?
Lacey Evans and
Lacey Evans and
by the way,
all that.
Congratulations to Lacey Evans. She did have her child. So that happened like within the last week. So congrats to her.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of that just kind of factored into it. And, maybe she's upset with creative. But, again, I think, this is just the thing with WWE. It's not – you can't blame it on WWE, but it's kind of the unfortunate situation of when you put a whole bunch of stock into somebody, they pretty much gassed her up, and deservingly so. She's done quite a bit for them and had some great moments and matches. But you put all your eggs in one basket the way that they have with someone like Charlotte, and she's practically on pace and was almost a lock to pass her father's record at some point, right? So, and she has been there, it hasn't even been 10 years, I don't think. So just the rocket they kind of put on her there, and I don't know. It's just it's one of those things where you put a whole lot of stock, and she's a Hall of Famer. But is she ever gonna, just the way she's acting, she's kind of going through a lot right now. And I don't know that for sure, but it's just like all those that are close to her aren't there anymore. Are they engaged?
They are engaged.
They are engaged and all that. So who knows if she stays around? Something's gonna have to happen if she's not entirely happy with the situation going on right now. The thing is, it's pretty unfortunate that. Charlotte and Becky aren't on good terms right now. Obviously, both of them are part of the horsewomen there with Sasha and Bailey. And obviously, go ahead.
But I believe in her book there was also an excerpt where she wasn't really close to Sasha anymore either. So,
in whose book?
And Charlotte's book. Well, the one she did with the player with her.
That's the one that we had copy of. Yeah. So it was even in that book that she wasn't close.
And that was
why?
I don't know the reason, but I saw it on Twitter. Someone posted it. It was an excerpt from that where she explains.
I think I did see some about that.
Sasha wasn't happy or something with the way they were pushing Charlotte or something. I don't know. So it might.
And Sasha probably has every right to. It's kind of like Sasha was getting the short end of everything, and yeah, she was getting hurt, but
Yeah.
You know, but again, if you have this many people upset at Charlotte, maybe it's on Charlotte. But and at the same time, like, you know, I think Nia Jax was part of that.
Jax and her got into it a few months back.
It won her, and remember, and that was like, oh, is that a shoot or is that part of it? And people are like, no, that wasn't a shoot. Yeah, I guess it was starting to look like it was. It was starting to look like it was, you know. So it's just an interesting thing, and it's not. I don't know what it will take for things to get better. Time off, time apart will make things better. I mean, it's not like she wasn't just away, and they've done everything for her. They gave her all the time away that she needed, and whatever things she got worked on. What did she say? Her teeth and whatnot, I think is what they were saying, or something like that. But you know, it's just kind of a crazy situation. But yeah, so we'll see how they bounce back from it. Don't be surprised if somehow they turn it into a storyline, assuming they can get her back and get them on the same page to have something like that happen. But you know, if you just put the belt on Bianca Belair and kept it on her the way that you should have since WrestleMania, you wouldn't have these problems, because Bianca would never act like that.
I don't know. She's acting a little entitled over here. She gets a championship match against Becky next week on Raw now.
As she should.
For what? Too cheap.
Look, No. Bianca's that good that Charlotte was willing to drop the title to her.
Okay, but she's not.
Because she knew Bianca was superior. She knew.
Anyways, let's get into some other big news. No, there's no Dark Side of the Ring stuff. There's a steroid trials that's gonna happen. We haven't seen.
I haven't watched any of them, so we'll have to say that for a later date.
Ring of Honor. We don't really talk about Ring of Honor here.
Nope.
But they released.
Well, it looks like we're not going to for a while either.
They released a statement here. Throughout the pandemic, our top priority was to keep everyone healthy and safe. And despite not producing any live events over 18 months, we were able to keep everyone fully contracted. We now find ourselves at a time where we need to make changes to our business operations and are planning a pivot for Ring of Honor with a new mission and strategy. The year will culminate with a final battle in December, and we will be taking the first quarter of 2022 to work internally to reimagine Ring of Honor. ROH has the most dedicated fans in the industry, and we appreciate their loyalty and patience as we reconceptualize ROH. We anticipate returning to live events in April for the Supercard of Honor with a new fan-focused product and provide a unique experience for wrestling fans. ROH 2.0, it's going to happen. They're going to compete.
I guess so.
2.0. Apparently, all the Ring of Honor contracted superstars or wrestlers are done after this upcoming show. They're all getting released. So,
I mean, you sign Jay Lethal, put him in NXT, and
I want my Danhausen over on. I still haven't seen the Danhausen video, but Danhausen, send him over to NXT 2.0. He was on the Jericho cruise that occurred this past weekend. He's over.
Oh, they did another cruise, huh?
Yeah, so the COVID cruise. So, no, I think everyone got tested before. I think it's okay. I think.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah. It looks like we're gonna have some free agents coming up. Might be seeing some head over to NXT, potentially maybe AEW. We'll see what happens there. But that's too big.
AEW signing other people? They can't sign anyone else.
They're gonna try to.
Anyways, real quick, some other news, just real quick. Corey Graves, Carmella, they got engaged. Also, we talked about the real Halloween Havoc earlier in the show. I did want to talk about the Halloween Havoc show, just with some reaction if you're ready.
We're not gonna go into detail because I haven't seen it yet. I'm still
do you want to pull up the card, or do you want me just to kind of run through some things?
Run through some things. I have some thoughts. Go ahead. Run through the card if you like.
Okay, I'll kind of be out of order. It's pretty much in order. I'm not gonna get too detailed, just kind of so you can watch it on your own. But I did write down some quick thoughts. One, LA Knight is a bum.
He was a zombie, wasn't he, or a vampire? He
was a vampire, but so was the other dude who took over. You told me last week that LA Knight was going to be the host of this show.
Was he not?
No.
Oh my God.
Anyways, you haven't seen it, so I guess I spoiled it for you. But
I'm not gonna watch the show now. No point. L.A. Knight should have hosted.
He was not there for most of it. I mean, they gave a reason why, but it was kind of dumb. It made me just think, why do they even bother? With that said, they did some sort of a segment, kind of like the AJ.
I know Chucky was there.
Chucky was a big part of it. AJ and the Taker match that they did, they kind of did a segment like that with Gargano, Loomis.
Oh, that's right, the house, right?
And his guy, yeah. So that was kind of interesting. I didn't follow that too closely, but that was a thing that lasted over several segments. Do you want me to go over, or do you really want to watch it?
I mean, I was gonna watch it eventually. But you
okay. Well, I'll let you watch it. But I just
through the results if you want.
Okay, so Toxic Attraction won all the titles. And you're all for it, right? Okay.
I'm all for it. Go over to Raw and SmackDown. Let them have them.
No, my goodness. So do you know how Mandy Rose won the title?
I know who showed up. Yes, I do know who showed up.
So you do know that Dakota Kai showed up, cost Raquel the title.
Her. She could win all the titles too. Give her the title.
Okay, so what do they do with Raquel? Well, I guess they put her with Dakota Kai.
Ship her off over to SmackDown or something. Yeah. I don't
No,
know.
well, they're gonna put her with Dakota Kai. I would assume they put her with Dakota Kai in some sort of match or something. But the thing for me is, if you're Dakota Kai, why don't you keep the title on Raquel so you can get it?
Because she can't beat her for the title, so she takes it off her, finish her business with Raquel, and then go after Mandy Rose. By the way,
I guess that makes sense.
Toxic Attraction makes those titles look beautiful. I just gotta say that. I mean,
they were standing tall, and if you would have told me Mandy Rose was going to be leading the charge on something, I wouldn't have believed it. Now,
in the women's division, the ring veteran that is Mandy Rose.
Okay, now let's not forget. If I'm not mistaken, it was just this last WrestleMania. She was tripping and falling on the stage.
It was raining, sir. You can't.
It was definitely raining. I'm just saying. You want to talk about a quick turnaround? I mean.
Good for her.
She's more over than I don't know about over, but she's getting pushed harder than Rob just mentioned Otis there. But
Otis did want her Mandy Rose. I'm glad they kept them apart. Let's put Mandy Rose where she belongs, leading Toxic Attraction. Love it.
Anyways, some other quick notes I did want to mention. It looked like, if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost pretty certain it was. I remember, I think last week we talked about the younger Uso being signed. He did pop up there. He showed up, looked good. The crowd was chanting Uso, and he, was kind of nodding his head. He was for it, but I don't think the gimmick is Uso-y, but he definitely did kind of acknowledge it and say that he was there. So looks good. Looks just like the other Usos, and we'll see where they go with them. I thought that was kind of interesting. We did see Harlan or Parker Bardot, as he was known on Twitter. Are you aware of this situation?
I'm aware something's going on with him and Joe Gacy. Yeah.
Him and Joe Gacy. Yes, they seem to be forming something there. So that's kind of there. And I did want to talk about Braun Breaker.
Well, hold on. Tag team titles changed hands as well.
Yeah, the tag team titles did change.
And boys at MSK lost it, but show them some love because they've been getting. Have you seen this stuff?
I saw you. Wait, what? What were you gonna say?
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I think I saw you retweet it, and I was going to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I saw old girl's family has some heat. Izzy.
Yeah, apparently. My telling me.
Now,
one of the MSK individuals vocally said something a couple of years back that Izzy shouldn't be training as a wrestler at her age, obviously taking those bumps, which was his opinion, whatever. Apparently, parents got a group of those NXT fans. There's a reason we've been hearing some MSK boos over the last several months. So the WWE and NXT Twitter accounts have actually been very supportive of MSK. If you've seen some of the tweets, like saying show MSK some love and stuff, it seems like the fan base has been supporting them. So good for them. But yes, Imperium picked up those tag titles. But we'll see where they go from there. So MSK getting some love, even though they did lose. Good, congrats to Imperium getting another title reign here.
Yeah, so we'll see where Imperium goes from here.
By the way,
I'm sure
Izzy
Right.
and her family nowhere to be seen on NXT over the last couple of weeks. So
Well, because they've been on the
they've been over on
Yeah.
TNT and
they've been on TNT and stuff. Yeah, she's running the floors. Look, I'll give Izzy credit. She's doing her thing. She got her show going. She's been getting some guests and stuff. She's been showing up on the bump and some different things. So, she still seems to be on good terms, and I think she has a bright future, whether she decides to wrestle, broadcast, whatever. I think the sky is the limit for her potentially. So we'll see where she goes. Maybe her family is doing a little bit of a Charlotte flair right now, but we'll see how things turn around in a couple years from now.
Speaking of family, relatives in the business, let's talk about your guy, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Job done.
He did.
First off, I think he got stalked by Chucky, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? Chucky.
Sure.
Just got that. I'll start over. Yeah. Say it again. Set it up again.
So apparently Chucky is stalking the family of the Steiners. What's up with that?
Oh, you betcha you will. He was there in the locker room. He was bashing them. He called them he even referred he kept mentioning the father, and he said he mentioned Dogface Gremlin, which is kind of like what Rick Steiner was referred to in WCW and whatnot back in the day. So it was just kind of interesting because they really kind of played up the father angle stuff a lot. But yeah, so
Chucky was away from that.
I thought they were. But he's wearing the outfit and then he talks just like his uncle. But anyway, so Chucky was trying to bury Braun and he was all in on Ciampa and they had a pretty solid match, but Ciampa really kind of chopped him down there and put an end to Braun, and I couldn't believe it. I thought we were going to see a new champion, but you know what? That's okay. You're not going to win them all, and yeah,
Ciampa's still in charge.
He's still the champion, and the thing with Braun is he's still new, and it's kind of if he would have won, he would have been pushing him too fast. And it's not, you're not worried about a streak or anything at this point, but I think he's pretty solid. And I think Braun did show some positive things in that match. He even got a little color.
There you go. So that was basically Halloween Havoc there. Sounds like a big event. Speaking of big events, let's quickly talk about it. WWE released their schedule for next year. I have it up here. January 1st, day 1 in Atlanta. Which is a Saturday. Saturday, January 29th, Royal Rumble in St. Louis. That'll be at the Dome. Saturday, April 2nd and April 3rd, WrestleMania returns to AT&T Stadium. They're going back 2 nights. There it is. I guess that's going to be at least for the.
That's for WrestleMania.
Correct. May 8th, Sunday. It's going to be a pay-per-view in Providence, Rhode Island. June 5th, Sunday, at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. No announcement on what it is on either of them. Saturday, July 2nd, Money in the Bank in Vegas. We are going to that, right, guys?
What day is this?
That is going to be on Saturday, July 2nd. That's 4th of July weekend there. So maybe a busy weekend. So Saturday, July 30th, SummerSlam for the first time ever won't be held in August. It'll be at the Nissan Stadium, in Nashville. And Saturday, September 3rd, or Sunday, pay-per-view to be announced. And November 26th at the TD Garden in Boston will be Survivor Series. So they kind of shortened their pay-per-view schedule a bit, but I'm sure the Saudi shows will occur in October and February, where those are kind of open. So.
Yeah, and real quick before we go, if it's going to be two-day show for WrestleMania, how are they going to get the talent to fill that? I guess we'll have to wait and see, right?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll discuss more on this or more next week's episode. But until then, this episode has been absolutely, say it with me, James, too sweet.
It's been too sweet and family friendly.